Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Fatima and I will be reviewing books on this channel. Today I will be reviewing Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Six of Crows is set in the same world as the Grisha trilogy. I did not read the Grisha trilogy before this, and you don't have to if you don't want to. You can just start from this book. But unlike those books which had a chosen one theme, this is a fantasy heist book. This book has so many welled out plot twists, so many ground shaking moments, and so many heart crushing scenes. This plot, it grabbed me and did not let go. It was so good. So, this book is about Kaz Brekker, who is a renowned thief and a master con man who has been hired for an impossible job. Now, a new drug called Jotaperim has been invented that targets Grisha, and it enhances their power and makes the user addicted. Kaz has to break into the ice court and free the man who has created this drug, a man who is being haunted for his knowledge. Now, the ice code has never been breached before, so Kaz pulls a team together of 6 members, and those 6 members consist of a gambler, a convict, a wayward son, a lost Grisha, a Suli girl, a boy from the barrel, and yeah, I think those are the only 6 members. It has wonderfully portrayed purely grey characters, and there are no heroes in this book. They are just realistic, immoral villains. You will fall in love with the characters before you even learn their past story, and once you learn it, you will grow attached to nearly all of them. The way I got scared at so many points for them, and the way that my heart was beating so fast when any of them were in a near-death situation, I felt each and every emotion with these characters. Now, Leigh has a very effective way of telling the story through 6 different narratives. And not only that, the characters of the past are inserted exactly at the right time. Now, I also have a question, and that is that how did Leigh manage to give us such a naughty character, make him have a limp, and then force him to wear gloves all the time, and still manage to have me swoon over him is just beyond me. And yes, I'm talking about Kaz Brekker. Now, talking about the romance part of this book, which is basically my favorite part, and that is that Kaz and Inej are the best book couples that I've ever read about. I have never seen romance that has been delicately written or intricately woven into a storyline as the romance in this book. I am in love with the way Leigh Bardugo wrote this. And especially the development of their romance is so pure and so beautiful. Their chemistry is just off charts, and they both have so much of trauma in their past. And I just adore the fact that they don't want to touch each other or anything, since that adds more depth to their characters, because you obviously can't get over trauma in just one day. So that adds a very depth to the characters. And the way Kaz wasn't certain that he can let his guard down and allow someone into his life. And so he tries with all of his might to not let Inej get under his skin, but she does manage to get under his skin later on in the book. But it's just so beautifully written that I really enjoyed it while I was reading this book. And I will also quote a few of my favorite parts in this book so that you have an idea of how beautifully things are written and how amazingly she has described each and every emotion and each and every feeling. He'd look up from his desk to answer, but whatever he'd been about to say had vanished on his tongue. The sun was out for once, and Inej had turned her face to it. Her eyes were shut, her oil black lashes fanned over her cheeks. The harbor wind had lifted her dark hair, and for a moment Kaz was a boy again, sure that there was magic in this world. Why not? She repeated, eyes still closed. He said the first thing that popped into his head. They don't have any manners. Neither do you, Kaz, she'd laughed. And if he could have bottled the sound and got drunk on it every night, he would have. It terrified him. And another part. The ache in his lungs was unbearable. He needed to tell her. What? that she was lovely and brave and better than anything he deserved, that he was twisted, crooked, wrong, and not so broken that he couldn't put himself together into some semblance of a man for her, that without meaning to, he'd begun to lean on her, to look for her, to need her near. He needed to thank her for his new hat. So these are like my absolute favorite parts in this book. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And this is my most favorite part. He took a breath. I want you to stay. I want you to. I want you. You want me? She turned the words over. Gently. She squeezed his hand. And how will you have me, Kaz? He looked at her then, eyes fierce, mouth shut. It was the face he wore when he was fighting. How will you have me? She repeated. Fully clothed? Gloves on? Your head turned away? So our lips can never touch? He released her hand, his shoulders bunching, his gaze angry and ashamed as he turned his face to Z. Maybe it was because his back was to her that she could finally speak the words. I will have you without armor, Kaz Brekker, or I will not have you at all. Oh my god, the feels. This is the most favorite part that I have in this book. And I think maybe this is enough reason for you to read this. And even if you still don't read this book, you are missing out on a lot. This is the second part of Six of Crows, and that is called Crook Kingdom. And this is equally fantastic. This part is equally fantastic, okay? And this part is about healing, about what has happened to you. In this book, Kaz is planning another stunt, or better yet, stunts. He has to get back his money, he has to destroy his enemies, and take control of the barrow. The entire Ketterdam is after him and his crew, and the story basically shows how his and his crew, they fight through all the obstacles and stuff, and they heal themselves. And this is an amazing book, just as Six of Crows. And I think this was the perfect ending to this duology, and there couldn't have been a far better ending than this one. And you should definitely read both of these books. Both of these books. If you're somebody who's looking for a fantasy story that you want to read and you want to try out, so these books should be on your list. I will quote one of my favorite scenes from Crooked Kingdom. When she turned to him, her eyes were bright with anger. He was going to break my legs, she said, her chin held high, the barest quiver in her voice. Would you have come for me then, Kaz? When I couldn't scale a wall or walk a tightrope, when I wasn't the Roth anymore? Dirty Hands would not. The boy who could get them through this, get their money, keep them alive, would do her the courtesy of putting her out of her misery, then cut his losses and move on. I would come for ye, he said. And when he saw the weary look that she shot him, he said it again. I would come for ye. And if I couldn't walk, I'd crawl to you. And no matter how broken we were, we'd fight our way out, together, knives drawn, pistols blazing, because that's what we do. We never stop fighting. Oh my god, this is just my absolute favorite part in this book. And these books, well, let me get the second one. These books are the easiest 5-star I've ever given to a book. Before signing off, I would like to say, no mourners, no funerals. And that is all. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do let me know in the comments down below which book you guys would want me to review next. Goodbye.